The picturesque town of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin is the backdrop for one of the biggest motorsports events in the world. For the fourth year, the Sports Car Club of America National Championship Runoffs returns to Road America. Beautiful, fast, and treacherous, this track puts a premium on horsepower, aerodynamics, and bravery. A single mistake can end in disaster, but a single moment of inspiration can turn a contender into a champion. The 49th annual SCCA Runoffs is next on Speedcast TV.
We are ready to go racing in H production. Oh, he turned him. Working the inside is Lee Neffenegger.
He halved the difference. Oh, Spicer trying to hold position.
But he's too much speed. He's wide. Guerrerian trying to do it around the outside.
Now one more for the guys up in the booth.
And welcome to coverage of the 49th annual SCCA National Championship Runoffs on SpeedcastTV.com, presented in HD by Volkswagen. The CSR classes are our first one of the day, C Sports Racing. I'm Jim Trado along with Dorsey Schrader, and it's great to be back in a very brisk morning to Road America, the home for the annual Olympics of Amateur Road Racing. And indeed, as the flags fly, we see that there's a breeze with this about 50-degree temperature. In the midst of it all on pit road is our third member of our broadcast team, John Bizignano. Welcome and good morning, Biz.
It's absolutely freezing down here. On the way in today, the thermostat on the car was 34 degrees, and it's not so much the temperature, but the wind up this straightaway is incredible. Let's just take away a quick look at how Jean-Luc is setting up his pole position car here for these very cold conditions. First of all, the front wing, as you can see, it's not that adjustable, but it's absolutely flat. He is able to adjust that a little bit, but he's in the absolute most flat plane possible. The Hoosier tires for the cold weather today are the softest ones that he can get. A very, very soft compound that should be able to come up to temperature even in these very cold conditions. Moving back, he's taped up some of the radiator here to try and give the radiators just enough flow through them to make sure that the car can stay at temperature. Back to the rear wing and the deck and so forth. We have, again, the ring is incredibly flat. All the adjustments there into the middle of the wing. It has absolutely a flat plane for the long straightaways here at Elkhart Lake. And if you can see right underneath the car here, he has a fully adjustable gearbox. All the gears in that gearbox can be changed for whatever track he is at. And here at Road America, he has the tallest gears in there for the entire season. Now, we asked him, is the 2-minute barrier possible for C Sports Racer here at Elkhart Lake? Can they get under 2 minutes? He said, John, it can be done today. What they need is this 20-mile-an-hour wind to push them down this straightaway, some nice cold conditions to put some extra horsepower into that 1600cc Toyota engine that already develops 250 horsepower. Can you imagine getting under 2 minutes at Elkhart Lake in this type of car, a pure sports racer? Let's see if it happens.
Well, it's never happened before, and it's been a big number that's been put on the board for a long time. I will say that these cars are capable of going under 2 minutes, as are D Sports Racers, which has already broken the 2-minute barrier in qualifying. Never in a race has a minute below 2 minutes been set. I think we will have it. It's perfect today to make real big horsepower out of these engines, and this warmth, that, it's warm enough for those soft tires to stick. So I think it can happen.
And again, these teams have had at least 3 sessions to get their best practice time, which is their qualifying time. We just got a great tour of Jean-Luc Liverado's number 0 car. That'll be on grid on pole. His qualifying time, 2 minutes, 1 second, .583. So indeed, they're very close on that cusp. And as you can see, there's flags in the paddock area blowing literally where the cars will be going up the front stretch, a tailwind up the front straightaway here.
The crazy thing about it, those 3 sessions that you were talking about, like I said, because of the format, you only have to be here if you're racing Sunday on Friday. So the weather has really changed drastically here over the last 3 days. When I got here, actually at the beginning of the week on Tuesday, it was still 80 degrees. Well, now it's barely in the 40 degrees. And this morning, like Biz just said, you could see his breath. So it shows you it's in the 40s at least. It was in the 30s. Tomorrow, frost warning. And you see it's taking its toll on the trees as the leaves are beginning to turn and fall here at Road America.
C Sports Racing is our first class of the day. Our safety officials are making their final checks here around the course. We see the cars now poised out to come out for their formation lap, and it's going to be exciting. It's really going to be really cool to see these cars at these speeds, and I'm going to bring up the wind one more time. We'll see how it affects as I kind of forecast, if you will. It should not affect these cars much, will it, Dorsey, because they're generating so much air over the cars.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're very aerodynamic cars and very low drag cars. That tailwind, it'll help them a little bit, but not as much as some other classes. See everybody getting set up for their pace lap here.
And the final cars are now being pulled off grid from the final practice session. And in moments, again, a formation lap, the cars get to go out one time around. They got to go. Yeah, they get their final look. You know, I mean, it's been a couple of hours, a couple of days for some. Some have only taken part in one of the practice sessions just to post a time, and perhaps they had to go back to work for a few days, or some kids had to go back to college.
Well, Elkhart Lake is the longest racetrack that we run on in the United States, 4.5 miles around here. That's why the one pace lap, you'll see sometimes they'll take 2 on shorter tracks. To get those tires up to temperature, you'll see the cars weaving back and forth, and the guys will be running the throttle and the brake at the same time to get some temp in that brake, because turn 1, when you get to it, you're already, even on the first lap, you're well over 130 miles an hour in these cars as you approach turn 1, even on the first lap, and of course that's going to go up into the 160 plus range once the tires get up to temp.
This is C Sports Racing at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs on SpeedcastTV.com. It's presented in HD by Volkswagen, and I think that we've got a couple of challenges ahead of us. We've got a challenge for Steve Ford to make it 3 in a row. We've also Jean-Luc Liberato, winner of the June Sprints, to try to set the pace and win a gold medal. He's only had a bronze to his credit, 1 bronze in 2007 in DSR, and he'll lead the grid out as he posted the fastest time at C Sports Racing with a 2:01, 2 minute 1 second, 0.583 second run. And as the cars roll, we'll give you our grid here to begin the CSR race. 10 cars to go 13 laps, 40 minutes in duration. And starting on pole will be that blue number 0, Jean-Luc Liberato out of Alpharetta, Georgia, in the Cahill Motorsports Hoosier Tires Swift 0.014A Toyota. He has 1 bronze in 2007, out of the park his best in 9 tries here at the National Championship Runoffs. To his outside, the number 07, Jacek Muka of Laval, Quebec, the Phoenix Initech Mazda Hoosier. He's got a Mazda power plant. 2 years ago he had Toyota, switched over to Mazda last year. He has 20 races this season, as we talked about. He's at 6 silver medals, never gold. We'll see if Jacek Musa can do it in the 07. Row number 2 will be the number 84 of Steve Ford, defending series champion, the defending class champion here at CSR at the Runoffs. He'll be in the Cahill Motorsports Hoosier 4 Supply, number 84 out of the Milwaukee region. His Ralt RT41 Toyota is a 2-time and defending champion winner. He's got 4 gold medals to his credit, and that's the mild 7 paint job we painted for you earlier. Starting 4th, the number 8 of Jason Miller of Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. In the Kohler Millennium Goodyear, win for his chassis, CSR Kohler. He spun last year, if you recall, on the last corner, chasing a medal. He ended up finishing 6th. This is a hometown race. It means a ton for Jason Miller to do well and get on that podium here at Road America. Starting in the next row is a pair of family members. Son James Finch, the number 46, will start 5th on the Motorsports Enterprises Ralt Swift 014 Toyota, 20 years of age, 2 bronze medals in 3 tries. He is the Central Division champion. To his outside, starting 6th, the number 45, his father, Brian French, at 55 years of age, out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, driving the Motorsports Enterprise Limited number 45. That Ralt is also a Toyota power plant. He has 1 gold medal, does his father, Brian, in Formula Atlantic in 1999. We go to row number 4, starting 7th, the number 21 of David Watson of Kleinburg, Ontario, Canada. This store Suzuki powered, and it's a Central Florida region racer. His best runoff finish was an 8th in 2009, so he indeed is looking to improve from his 7th starting position. Starting 8th, the number 09 of Bob Wellis of Reidsville, North Carolina, in the Ports411.com Viper. It's a store chassis with Suzuki power plant. He finished 3rd in the Southeast Division with 3 podiums this year, and this is his 3rd chance at a medal at the National Championship Runoffs. Our final row, starting 9th, the number 15 of Sam Soval of Salt Lake City, Utah. The Da Vinci Office Suites Anchor 3 store with a Suzuki power plant. Rocky Mountain Division champion, has 4 wins this season in 6 races. His best runoffs run was 9th here a year ago. And starting 10th at the tail of the field, number 42 is Chuck Bona. In his first ever National Championship runoff try, he comes in as the NORPAC Division champion. Out of Saratoga, California, in the Campbell Dental Care, Kevin Mitz Motorsports GoPro store Suzuki. He's perfect 4 for 4 this season. A lot of confidence coming in, but a whole different playground and a whole different gauge on how he indeed will stack up against these caliber challengers.
When you look at this class on paper and the speeds that they've run in their 3 qualifying sessions, it really should be a 3-car race. Our top 3 cars extremely tight on their times, but have a 3-second advantage on the 4th place car. So on paper, without any kind of drama on the racetrack, the top 3 should set sail.
Well, June sprints is any forecast. We had Jeff Miller leading until he broke. Jean-Luc Liberato was in the hunt of it all. And last year, Steve Forer just walked them all. So he'll have a challenge indeed. If it's that tight at the point, it's going to be a fun race to watch.
Yeah, these cars are highly stressed, and they do tend to break things, no doubt about that. But the speed and the preparation on the top 3 is excellent, no doubt about it. I think we'll get a good race out of those guys. The guys behind will have a good race of their own as well. But like you said, with last year, you see how many of the top cars dropped out? Well, that's why you race.
Yep, Jacek Muka again in the mix here. 6 silver medals. He'll start second next to his old car, driven now by Jean-Luc Liberato, who's had a great season thus far. 11 wins on the 17 races, as Dorsey talked about. 17 tries Jean-Luc had this season. 15 podium finishes. He wants to pay off this season with the June sprints and victory here at Road America in the runoffs.
I mean, look at Jacek Muka, 21 races this year, 13 wins there too.
He's in the number 07. That car, you want to talk about aerodynamics. He's got the wheels are covered. I mean, this thing is one step beyond what we've seen here in CSR.
Yeah, those guys up there are all winners in their own right, for sure. They've won different categories, different championships. He's holding up 2 fingers out of the pace car like maybe they might go 2 laps, which I disagree with, because this is a long old racetrack, 4.5 miles around.
And all but one of these drivers, won a race this year in their competition, in whether it be regional or divisional, or perhaps they went to a different region. But the pace car is pulling off here.
Yeah, only one car in the field hasn't won a race so far this year. I mean, every one of those cars is a winning car. Okay, pace car is in. Good.
Proven at that. C Sports Racing to begin their 13-lap assault on gold, silver, and bronze medals. We'll see who will decide it. These cars come to grid, waiting for the green flag indication. We have it. We're underway in C Sports Racing. To the outside is Jacek Muka in that black car, trying to beat out Liberato, the pole sitter, to turn 1.
Liberato went a little early and then checked up, and that left all it open for Jacek Muka, who takes the lead into turn 1 handily.
Muka, Liberato, 4, your top 3 entering turn 3 here under the Briggs & Stratton sign, over the Briggs & Stratton bridge now, or tunnel, excuse me. Well, 4 takes second spot quickly away from Liberato there.
Did a really good job. Got by, popped right out, and took that position away. I don't know if that's because of cold tire issues. These cars definitely will take at least a lap for those tire pressures to come up and temperatures to get to where they're comfortable. Right now, they might be banging along on their skid plates because the pressures aren't up yet.
Majority of these cars are on Hoosier tires, a couple on Goodyears. Jacek Muka, the leader here, going in turn 5. That's the tight left-hander down at the bottom of the hill. We'll take the lead up to turn number 6, the blind left-hander here.
No warm-ups for these guys this morning, so they're feeling their track for the first time. Haven't been on the racetrack since yesterday, so really kind of the first lap is tenuous.
And that's a great point to bring up, because in the past you had a brief 15-minute or a couple lap run to kind of get your final fluid checks and that kind of thing before you race on the race day, but that's now changed.
Yeah, with this new format, you know, they were on the racetrack yesterday, but this is the first time this morning that they'll feel this racetrack.
Through the carousel, the never-ending right-hand corner.
Boy, and that's fast through there. With these cars, you see very little adjustment to speed through the middle of that corner. Kink, flat out.
And they're flying.
Yeah, that's really fast. You don't want to be dropping wheels off there.
Now Steve Forer in second spot now, losing a bit of speed here to Jacek Muka. Perhaps he's gauging him at this point because Forer is such a talented and calculating driver. Jacek Muka has had 6 times to win this race. He's led a bunch, but never sealed the deal. This could be the year if he keeps it in point here. But knowing Forer is within distance here, that anything can change. This is the turn 14, the final corner of the road course, leading up this 1 mile long straightaway.
Still cold tires. Both those guys missed their apex. They were off, you know, probably 8-10 inches from the rumple strips there. They wanted to be there, but the car just doesn't have the grip in the nose yet. It will definitely get better on the second lap as they're going around.
So after the completion of lap number 1, it's Jacek Muka leading Steve Forer in that multicolored number 84.
Jason Miller back here with James French all over him too on that second pack I was talking about. You see these 3 pull away like I figured, but look right behind coming down the hill. Technology on those 3 cars in the front is just a step up from like where Jason Miller's car is right now. These, oh, a car broke. That's Jacek Muka is off pace.
Wow, what a huge change of events here for the former race leader, Jacek Muka, slowing on the straightaway entering turn number 5. That's Jeff Miller going by in that 6-cylinder Kohler engine, but Jacek Muka, such a build-up, 20 races this season to get that perfection, get that gold medal in contention, leading the race here at C Sports Racer, and Muka now slowing.
See, I was talking about Jason Miller before, being right back behind these two guys, and if they break, I mean, he can still win this national championship back there, and he's holding off James French, who's really was right up underneath the back of him.
Now Steve Forer has the point through the carousel here. His nearest competitor and pursuer is Jean-Luc Liverato. Yeah, isn't that cool just to watch him go through?
That is really a lot of grip when you see these guys go whistling down through the carousel and through kink here flatless, and no lift whatsoever, just full chat right through there.
Now that the leader has pulled off, the number 0 car, Jean-Luc Liverato, you and your perspective, Dorsey, does that ever change your mindset now that you got only one car to pass or one car to follow, instead of saying, I got to set my pace, wait for my time, I'm waiting for the final 4 laps. Now you know that there's one car ahead for Liverato. Does that change his mindset at all?
Not so much. He's still smiling from the fact the thing pulled off, though. I mean, you're pretty happy when you see one of those competitive cars like that break.
That's the cutoff at the bottom of 5.
Don't know what happened here with Jacek's car, but you saw it just suddenly slow. Looks like he's going to get a flat toe back up into the that's in backside turn 5. They'll bring him back to the pit lane.
So Steve Forer leads, 2 laps complete here in C Sports Racing at Road America, the 49th Annual National Championship Runoffs for the Sports Car Club of America. Forer has won 4 gold medals. In the last 2 years has won gold here in CSR.
Yeah, he is. No, like I said before, these guys are national champions, all of them. And Forer, for sure, has got a lot of medals under his belt.
And what, to his credit, last year we mentioned there's 2 classes that ran together, CSR and DSR. Forer did masterfully planned his moves, got through traffic, and actually gapped second place car of Jacek Muka last year because of the traffic. Now he's got clean sailing, so that may play a factor here with now we know that there's something in his mirrors and nothing ahead for the time being.
Jean-Luc Liverato, not really falling off too much. He's right. He's still right there. Just getting a little help from the draft, not too much. These are pretty slippery bodies on these cars.
We see a good shot there of the side pod. It's all about getting air in and out and around the car. That was a pretty wide opening. So this bodywork is really a shell, if you will, over the car. There's nothing super tied to it or a lot of, so you can see right through, you can see daylight through that side pod.
Yeah, these guys have made these bodyworks up themselves or have had people make them up for them. And it's a work in progress constantly when you're running a sports racer because the rules are pretty much wide open. You can experiment, try different things, different body pieces and aero pieces. None of these guys go to wind tunnels and all that, or I doubt that they have the money to, have a full-on aero program. So it's a trial and error situation.
And these are really fast race cars. So
yeah,
displacement plays a factor as well. What size engine and maybe even the size of the engine itself may determine what kind of bodywork, if they want to put it in under the cowling. If they get a car already built, what kind of engine can we put in there? We saw Jeff Miller had all 6 headers sticking out the back of the headrest, if you will, in his car. So there still is some creativity here. Just a matter of getting what you want and the displacement you want to make sure it gets to the ground the best.
These right now are 4-cycle engines. That's a former Atlantic Toyota engine in there. It's a 1600cc twin cam, double overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder, high-tech engine. Very, very high-tech engine. And then you talk about, Miller's car, and that one is these are 4-stroke engines. His is a 2-cycle. That's why you see the smoke coming out of it. And like I say, it's a modular engine where you can just bolt more cylinders to it. Now we just ran through some oil dry, and he's coming into the pits. Whoever that was, I just saw smoke come up, but I think it was oil dry. Maybe I was wrong.
That's the 46 of James French, excuse me. He started in the 5th position.
Yeah, some sort of a problem. Maybe that wasn't oil dry he ran through.
He was the defending Central Division champion. He is the Central Division champion. What a huge blow for him. James French out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. That is where we are right now.
No pit stops required during these races, so anytime you see a car come in, it's not good. Nor are these pit crews ready to do anything usually.
And they're taking the cowling off of French's car. So unfortunately, there's only one French in the battle, and that's his father, Brian, on course now. As James French, the Central Division champion.
These are true sprint races, so there's no time to fix or repair things. Yeah, he's got engine woes, and they're going to take a look. Mostly these guys will look and see what the problem is, but you don't see many guys go back out once they're in the pit lane because you can't win on a sprint race weekend. They're pulling spark plug wires right now, trying to find a misfire, I'm sure.
No doubt he plays here more than any other racetrack. And what a disappointment for James French, a 2-time bronze medalist here in the National Championship Runoffs, including 2009, the first year. that was held here at Road America was the National Championship Runoffs. The 09 car on course continues. That's Bob Wellis, the 58 years of age. 2006 Soar chassis out of Reidsville, North Carolina. Currently posted in the 7th position, going through the carousel here in that black 09.
Good looking car. Those store chassis are really nice. Full carbon fiber. A lot of guys don't paint them, like this car right here is not painted. That's the color of the carbon fiber. And they're kind of neat looking.
And this is Jason Miller, 35 years of age. I said Jeff, his father, is such an iconic man. He's got more laps here at Road America than any other human being alive. For the 2nd straight year, he's a spectator, watching his son in quest of a first medal. His best ever finish in the Runoffs, Jason Miller's, in that blue and black number 8, has been a 4th at Mid-Ohio. He is now in medal position. In 3rd position is Jason Miller in the number 8 Kohler-powered machine.
Those Kohlers make a lot of horsepower. In the past, they've been a bit temperamental. They're developing this engine pretty much on their own. You know, the Miller family has run this for a long time, and like I say, they bolt cylinders on, and this is a 6-cylinder version. I'm thinking it is anyway, if it's got 6 tailpipes. Yep.
And case in point, lap 1 he led here at the June Sprints. Lap 2 he was on pit road.
And then unfortunately we've seen that over the years. They're highly stressed engines. They're doing the development on this themselves, so that says a lot. Versus buying one of these Toyota Atlantic engines, which was a complete TRD factory spec race engine, you know.
And the access and the ability to develop it was with Jeff Miller, corporate pilot for Kohler, the father of Jason, now going under the Corvette bridge in turn 6, headed to turn 7. So that's really kind of been the stalwart, though. Okay, if we're going to be going to play racing, and Kohler's been very involved here in the past at Road America,
absolutely,
it's great to see that continues on in the next generation of Jason Miller here, running in 3rd.
But they've built some really cool cars, and like I say, they're developing their cars themselves. They build their own stuff, and that says a lot.
The Win first chassis. I imagine that was great when Jeff was probably coming through and racing a bunch. Then Jeff started at the age 17, or actually age 12, racing. To get the chance to race with his father had to be a pleasure, and now indeed carrying on that family tradition through here, through the kink. And man, he's flying.
Yeah, those cars are really fast. There's no doubt about it. They got a lot of aerodynamic downforce and a lot of grip from those tires. It runs essentially the exact same tires, and everything brakes as an Atlanta car, even though it is a little heavier.
Check back in with the race leader, Steve Forer, now off of turn number 14. Coming up the hill to complete another lap. It's still within range here. Jean-Luc Liverato not letting Forer sneak away. Steve Forer out of Fox Point, Wisconsin. 2-time defending class champion here coming into this race, and you see Liverato staying right with him in his Swift chassis.
Those are fast cornering cars. You watch that speed through turn 1 there, you can get an idea how quickly, you know, they're really not slowing up too much from the straightaway top speed there.
And there is no movement. It looks like they're on a slot car track. You know what I mean? It's just so precise and so stuck to the racetrack. It's a joy to watch.
Totally stuck to the racetrack. They're at their worst right here when they get to the bottom of this hill in turn 5. That's where all the aero goes away because they're only down around 55 miles an hour right there. So this corner becomes a harder corner to drive than that turn 1 was.
What do you think the speed difference is, turn 5 to turn 1 in a C Sports race?
It could be as much as 100 miles an hour. Wow. You know, between those two.
Forer handling it thus far here in C Sports Racer.
The faster you go with these, the more downforce they make and the more grip they develop. So the faster corners become, in their own way, easier. The slow corners, when you lose all that downforce and you still have the same amount of power, you know, you really got to watch them there.
Steve Forer had a chance to race here at Road America in the Central Division. That's what encompasses Road America. He finished 3rd in the division, we mentioned. 1 win, 4 podiums in just 4 events. So you look at Forer's 4 races, Jean-Luc Liverato's 17 races. It may not be a big deal, but Liverato may be a bit more comfortable at this point.
3 long straightaways here. This is one of them going into Canada Corner, but there's 3 straightaways of equal length pretty much at Road America. And these cars are at 168 miles an hour, 3 times a lap. So when you go down into turn 5, 168 right there in Canada, 168. And what we look at turn 1, when they enter turn 1, about 168 miles an hour. It's probably 150 through the middle of turn 1.
Wow.
And down to about 50 when you go through turn 5 down there.
Up the hill again comes Steve Forer, reaching the halfway point here in the C Sports Racer category, CSR, the first race of the day here on Saturday. I want to thank you for joining us here on SpeedcastTV.com's coverage of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs, presented in HD by Volkswagen.
These guys are pretty equally paired, I'd say.
Yeah, they are.
They're not, they're not gaining or losing ground to one another.
And as they enter turn 3 here, Steve Four leading Jean-Luc Liverato. This is P1 and P2 here in turn number 3. Hey, stay with us. We're going to step away here for a brief moment and return to great racing action here. The Seed Sports Racing category continues. Steve Four leading Jean-Luc Liverato here at Road America. Stay tuned.
This portion of the SCCA Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, and by Blackmagic Car Care Products.
The Mazda 3, a top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now it's even more fuel efficient with available SkyActiv technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now get the Mazda 3 with 0.9% APR for a limited term.
Need help?
Yeah. Well, my ride's been losing power and gas mileage, and I've been thinking about grabbing...
That's thinking with your motorhead. Gum Out products are backed by science, real science, so they help improve performance, increase fuel efficiency, and protect key engine parts. It's not clean until it's Gum Out clean. Bring it in. Think with your motorhead. Choose Gum Out, available at these fine retailers.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.
And welcome back to the lead battle at Seed Sports Race for the SCCA National Championship Runoffs at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, under the Johnsonville Bridge. This is the difference. Dorsey, it appears that Liverato's kind of clicked it up a little bit.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Liverato has definitely pulled in Steve Four right there. He's definitely getting full effect of the draft now. He's getting a lot more pull than he did before. Running about a half a second a lap quicker than Four right now. So with that, if he can keep that pace up, he on lap 8 we're going into, he'll have plenty of time to get by.
Working lap 8 here. This is in the beautiful shaded areas here, the Kettle Bottoms, back half of the course, and this is really cool. It's getting to be pretty close action here. This windy turn here used to have a bridge over it, and it looks a lot different. I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah, the Bill Mitchell bridge turn doesn't have the bridge anymore. And I swear it's faster now, but it shouldn't be because the track's exactly the same. There's just no bridge there.
It used to be lucky you went into that, turn left. You had to stop and go left.
You know, you still can't see under it, so it doesn't make any difference if the bridge is gone. It's just the mental aspect of it.
Here's the difference. The gap is certainly closing. 1/10 of a second shorter that time. You can see the difference on the racetrack now. Liverato stalking him in second here. Four into turn 1. May indeed have to start a defensive or protective mode here. Can't see how big those mirrors are, but I'm certainly knows he's there.
Well, he's getting the benefit now of the draft, no doubt about it. I mean, he's about 0.3 of a second back. But you can see in the straightaway the black car starting to get drawn in. So, and it'll happen again here. There's the second long straightaway. So watch him now as he approaches turn 5. He'll get the full benefit of Steve Four's draft.
Under the Sargento Bridge, this duo for the lead is some 25 seconds ahead. Third place, Jason Miller, down into turn 5 here. The 50-mile-an-hour corner. Can Liverato make any distance up here, up the climb to turn 6?
Boy, both cars are just stuck like glue. You see him come off the corner, no tail wag, anything. You know, they're both of them right now just, that's what's so much fun about these cars. They're really, really fast in corners.
Steve Four continues the blistering pace here, but Jean-Luc Liverato, as opposed to a year ago, is well within sight here. Four had the distance covered on the Seed Sports Racer last year, picking up his 4th gold medal. Indeed, Jean-Luc Liverato, as far as competition in the SCCA National Championship Runoffs, 9 races, 1 bronze medal, and it happened 5 years ago in 2007. So indeed, he's hungry and on the stalking mode here out of Alpharetta, Georgia, in that 0 car.
No, he's gaining a little, but they're so darn equal. You're not getting anything in the brake zone. They stay pretty much one car no advantage over the other that I can tell right now.
Well, Liverato's been able to make it up on the back half, not on the straightaway speed. Four pulled him a little bit, I think, coming up the hill and turn off of turn 14. So we'll see if that plays well here again, working lap number 9.
Forrest's car puffs a little smoke every once in a while. I see him. I don't think it's any kind of a problem. I just see every once in a while a little bit come out the back of that car. It could be a little overflow catch can business like we've been talking about in all classes.
Up the
now,
hill.
This is a good run. He's
yes,
got a real good run right now. I don't know if he can parlay that into a pass attempt down here. Here we go.
Into turn 1, all that body work, all that downforce. We'll see if Liverado can close up and draft him into first corner. Indeed, it stays about the same. I thought Liverado perhaps would give a look there into turn 1.
Well, that's one of the things about these cars. They're so fast, you don't need to slow up very much for turn 1, so it doesn't open up much of a passing opportunity. It's not like out braking somebody because all you're doing is just really dropping off a little speed, not a lot of speed.
And Steve Ford last year won from the pole position, started third here today. The pole sitter, Jean-Luc Liverado, right there with him in terms of speeds throughout the week. Perhaps Ford was waiting for this chance and this opportunity.
Now, turn 5, you have to break down a lot more. That gives them a better opportunity, but as you can tell, both cars pretty equal in brake zone, too, so far.
And they were quite neat, if you will, off on corner exit. Now they're getting a little bit more of a, okay, let's use up more of that racetrack. On the exit of 6 here, we see,
starting to get going now.
I didn't mean to jinx them.
No, but you're right. I mean, they're going to get down to like 3 laps to go, and in your own mind, when you're told there's 3 to go, somehow, you step your program up a little bit.
Working lap 10 under the Johnsonville Bridge. We see a twitch there. Both cars, unfortunately, had to twitch about the same time, so Liverado not able to close here in that black and blue 0. They're just fun to watch. I want to get in one of these, but I know I'm not good enough. I've got to probably play in some other classes before I'd have a chance at racing these.
Fast cornering cars, no doubt about it. You can see how glued to the track they really are. And of course, here's an opportunity down here in Canada, and Ford for the first time goes defensive.
Yes, the inside run there.
Yeah, Steve moved to the inside. He wasn't going to let that inside. Oh, now this could be interesting.
Whoa!
Oh, man, that's the oil dry that came up. They were on a different part of the racetrack than they've been running.
Both searching for another line here. It's really heating up here. We're reaching the final 2 laps up the hill to complete lap number 10. 3 remain here.
That particular lap, Liverado didn't get off turn 17 as good as Ford did. He lost a little ground, actually. Probably was trying to gather his breath up after that pass attempt up the hill. That was pretty scary.
When that dust went flying, I thought, who's doing what here? It was just a quick movement there. These cars at these speeds, one twitch could be the difference.
Yeah, they just ran on a different part of the racetrack that they've been running on, and I guess there's some oil drive from some previous race there, but it kicked up a bunch of dust. I'm sure it scared them like it did us, too.
Just another update on the Central Division champion. James French just made another stop on pit road and continued after another look. There he goes, exiting pit road, so unfortunately, his strong hopes here are finished.
Engine misfire. They were trying to fix it, and obviously it's still a problem, so he's retiring.
Well, Jean-Luc Liverado's going to have to get back in that boat and get that fishing pole out, try to reel in 4 here in the late stages. Just a couple of moves on the last half of last lap have cost him.
You wouldn't expect to be passed in that corner that he made that attempt. I kind of like the fact that he did that. You wouldn't normally want to pass somebody there, I don't think, but I think that's what he's going to have to do to get by Steve Ford. He's not going to give him any opportunities, that's for sure.
Deep braking here in turn number 8. Both cars now going up to the carousel here. Really setting sail on these final few laps.
Well, it makes it so hard to catch a guy or pass a guy when you're making most of the corners flat out. If you're running just flat out through all these corners, there's no gain to get. With no speed adjustment necessary, there's no out braking, there's no pulling up on the back of a guy. I mean, you're just flat so much at this racetrack, unfortunately. Here's a good spot that you can, and like you saw last time, he made good ground coming off this corner.
And this is where he went a little bit different in the line. We saw the dust fly, but again, through here, the Billy Mitchell bend. No change here. Liverado stays in the tire tracks.
Now he's up underneath him. I mean, if he can get a good run off this corner and stay that close to the back, the draft should pull him up and alongside. If you can just get inside the guy going into turn 1, make him think about it. It's not going to happen, though.
Completing lap number 11, Steve Ford. Can he be 3 consecutive winner? 3 times consecutive in the C Sports Racing category.
See, he just lost ground on the straightaway. I think Ford has actually got more straight line speed. Whether it be downforce related or not, engine related, he pulls out about a car length in the top end.
Jean-Luc Liverado came here last year. Different car, different team, different tire compound. This year, stepping up with the Swift Toyota power plant. Hoosier Tire Shod machine, and indeed Atlanta region is where he's representing. finished second in the Southeast Division. Did Liverato, trying to get the gold to take back home to Georgia.
Lost a little ground this lap to Steve 4. Steve's kind of clear right now, and they're running out of laps pretty quick. We only got 2 to go.
You see the ticker across the top of the screen with your SpeedcastTV.com coverage showing you indeed the intervals. Jason Miller is still on lead lap, just has not crossed the start-finish line yet, as these guys have set a torrid pace.
Yeah, we saw that with the qualifying, that these 2 cars had the capability, and Jacek Muka too had the capability to outrun all the rest of the field if there weren't any kind of mechanical issues involved. And of course with Jacek there was.
That's Steve 4 opening up a bit here. Perhaps it's not Liverato not making the right moves. Maybe 4 is now saying, okay, now I'm going 10 tenths. So maybe I was going 9.7 tenths before. Yeah. But now those are closing the here. 4 is opening up a bit of a gap.
Yeah, he's got himself out of harm's way, if you want to call it that way. I mean, he's far enough in front. He's not going to get out braked from that distance. You can close on him, but you're not going to get by him.
Yep. We see Liverato now getting a bit closer here, but as you mentioned, Dorsey, and that's probably the blessing and the curse about these cars being so fast. You mentioned about not being able to gain corners or perhaps find the passing zone so easily. It's really got to be a timed event, and you have to be close enough to get that pass completed.
Yeah, I mean, most of the passes you see in road racing are as a result of a good braking zone off the end of a long straightaway. When you don't have to slow up very much, that takes that away. You know, and these cars are so darn equal. You see them, they accelerate the same, they brake the same, the corner the same. So
and we're on our final lap.
It gets down to trying to force the other driver to make a mistake.
4 over what is considered 2A, down into turn number 3. This is an area that perhaps Liverato could close, but no, he'll stay in second position. And this is a long run, very fast run down to turn number 5. This must be one of those straightaways you're talking about, Dorsey, about getting over 165 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it's downhill too. You know, as you can see right now, they're dropping down off an elevation change here. Might get into lap traffic on the last lap.
This could be a factor here. Liverato perhaps now can see that as they get up the hill here. We'll get the glimpse of the tail of the field ahead. This is the final circuit for Steve 4.
That's what you need to have happen to make a good race out of this. You need something to break up the momentum of the cars.
There's 2 cars ahead here. We can see them just going out of frame.
And they won't catch them.
Down to turn 8.
They'll definitely get into that lap traffic.
In the carousel.
Yeah, probably
perhaps.
At the exit of the carousel on the way to the kink. It's always fun.
Now Liverato's blood's at full boil, I would think. Trying everything possible here, knowing that his chances are slipping, knowing that there may be 1 more or 2 more opportunities, as Steve 4, the race leader here, showing in that mild 7 paint job.
They might get lucky and not get held up at all. You know, on the other hand, it could be in the brake zone at Canada Corner where you could do some damage.
We shall see in the final waning moments here of Seed Sports Racer. We see him ahead.
They're side by side ahead. The 2 lap cars are about to be lap cars. Are having a good go though, right there.
Differences in speed. We saw how quickly Steve 4 got through 12, and now he goes through here.
This could hold him up right here.
Liverato playing conservative here.
Jean-Luc should have been up on the pipe right there. I mean, he is getting blocked. He's and they made contact.
Just a brief moment there with Sam Saval off the final corner, goes forward through the 2 cars.
Look at the run. Here comes Muka. I mean,
Liverato.
Liverato's got a big run.
Here it comes to the finish line. Liverato trying to chase everything possible. 4 had a checkup, but it won't be enough. Steve 4 will win.
I'm not sure they didn't hit right back there.
Wow. What a crazy tussle. We saw how quickly they paced the field.
Steve 4 threw a big block in the straightaway, and you can have a massive, massive wreck doing that kind of business.
And 4 will take the gold, protecting it there through traffic. We talked about it for half a lap about how it may play a factor. Indeed, it did in a big, big way.
That could have been a huge crash.
Sam Saval right in the midst of all of that.
They did hit. Look at the left front corner. Definitely 4 definitely has some damage to the bodywork. That could have been from the side-to-side contact down in turn 17 with the car that was getting lapped. But I thought I saw stuff fly when he threw that block in the straightaway too. And not to have a wreck there was a big one. That would have been a really nasty wreck.
And as they come through, we just see 3rd place car, Jason Miller. His first medal at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. Jason Miller will take bronze as we see our pair of gold and silver medalists taking their final warm down lap up turn 6. Jason Miller has captured a medal for the first time in the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. Dorsey, let's take one more look at this final corner.
This is as close to a big wreck as you'd ever want to have. Here's how it gets set up. Coming up out of Canada Corner, he's going to catch the the car about to go a lap down here. He works to the inside. I don't think, realize that
Right there.
that they kiss each other right there. Now, Liverado's got a big run going.
Yep.
This is where it gets really a really dicey deal. He's got enough momentum to go by and win this race, but watch this.
Liverado trying to weave his way between the leader and the lap car, and it just not able to do it.
Might not have been so much that Steve Ford threw a block as that car that was getting lapped was in the middle of it. But boy, it looked, well, see, now we got damage. We got Liverado's car down.
Well, we talked about his blood coming to.
Well, no, he's got
apparently
a flat right rear. That's from the
right rear tire from all of that maneuvering, all that
now,
jockeying, all that playing around.
I'm sure that they hit, and it cut down that right rear tire.
That is our silver medal. Jean-Luc Liverato limping his car around, and if this is the time to have it happen after checkers.
Yep. I'm just glad it wasn't a big old wreck up there, because as fast as those cars are going right there, if that had got twisted up, man. So anyway, that was pretty exciting at the last lap there.
Wow. Ford now coming up the pit road here, giving a wave to the corner workers in turn 14, saluting their efforts here on his cool down lap.
Ford definitely made contact with the car that was going a lap down. I don't know if that he and Liverato made contact or not. It's hard to say, but I'm expecting that they did, since Liverato's got that flat tire.
You see the left front damage, Dorsey?
Yeah, they're right there. Look at the rear wheel. Left rear wheel's got a big old tire mark alongside of it.
That's the contact from entering turn 14 with a lap car. Jean-Luc now slowing a bit off the pace for obvious reasons. We see that right rear tire has deflated.
Well, they got away with one, I'll say that.
And there was Sam. Sam was in the middle of all of that. The number 15 car, Sam Soval out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And we're going to award the GoPro Hero move of the race to Steve Ford for his move off of turn 14 to maintain the lead and capture the gold medal. Let's now go down to John Bisignano with our race winner.
Well, Steve, he's just gotten his helmet off. The Hans needs to come off. Let me help you here, buddy, with this part.
Thanks.
My gosh, first of all, tell us about that start, Steve.
Whew. Yeah, I got through turn 1 and 3rd, came down and passed Jean-Luc into 3, and just kept going. I'm not sure what happened to Muka after a couple laps.
Let's get your medal on you, Bonnie. It's time for a gold medal in here. My gosh, another.
Okay.
Congratulations to Hoosier also. So, I mean,
Hoosier, yeah.
Through turn 1, man, that had to be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, this car really goes through turn 1 so fast, it's unbelievable. I've broken the front sway bars. It goes
It's like
fast.
it's 150 miles an hour through there. My gosh.
It's probably 120, so it really goes through there well. I want to thank my whole crew and Kaiser's and Hoosier Tire and Force Supply and everything.
Listen, it was so close. I mean, you had that guy, Jean-Luc, on your back the entire race. You're in the Walt, he's in the Swift. Where is the advantage?
I think it's pretty close. I mean, it's just in shifting, you don't want to miss a shift. You know, that's how close it was. And braking, and he has a sequential gear. I got the old, box Hewlin 5-speed, but that was a good race.
Let's ask you about a couple things up here on your car, though, buddy. You got a little bit of marking here. Was that the last lap, or when was that happening?
Yeah, we came up on 2 back markers and in Canada corner, and I came up. We came into 14. Now the guy ahead of the 2 cars got the blue flag, but I don't think he understood I was behind him, and he turned in on me on turn 14. And then as we came up the straight, Jean-Luc had the momentum, and I blocked him once. You know, you can do 1 block, and he had to get through the other 2 guys too. So that was, the video will be great in turn 14.
It is great video. We'll show it to you later. Congratulations.
All right, thank you very much.
Gold medal.
All right.
Okay, back to our second place man. Let's see what his recollection of all that going on was. Jean-Luc, of course, he wants to see exactly how his car is more than anything else as he goes over to the right side of his vehicle. Excuse me for interrupting on the congratulations, Jean-Luc. My gosh, pole position, but you just couldn't quite get that guy. What was going on there?
Well, it was just, we're, fairly equal cars, very equal drivers, and he just had a little bit more. He had a much better start than I did.
And what happened on the start?
Basically, you know, he had, I guess, better heat in his tires, and he was able to take off and put some distance on me that I was never able to recoup. I think our lap times were pretty close. Towards the end there, I was able to catch back up a little bit. He put his head down and start pulling away again. So
even under braking, cornering, acceleration. Now you have a different gearbox than he has and all that sort of thing, but my gosh, you guys were just absolutely the same all the way around this track.
Well, that's what makes this class and this configuration is, you know, so much fun. We're allowed to, you know, play and tinker, allow our engineering skills to kick in, but also, you know, at the end of the day, it's good close racing. So that's
congratulations on that silver medal.
Thank you very much.
Okay, number 3, who wasn't really a bit of a lonely man on the track, but he's certainly being surrounded now with congratulations. Jason, nice bronze medal. A little bit lonely back there, but tell us about this car and this wonderful engine system you have. And I see a little bit of oil coming out underneath the engine cover. What's that about?
Actually, the engine was flawless. It's a Kohler-powered plant, and we're real pleased.
When you say it's a Kohler-powered plant, you got to tell the viewers exactly what that means.
That means it's a 6-cylinder, 2-stroke, and we're real proud of it. It ran flawlessly today. The oil, I think that's from another car. And we just happened to park over it, but you know, the car ran great thanks to Goodyear, thanks to Kohler, my crew, and especially my wife and my father. I couldn't do it without their support, and we're real happy to be here.
Well, it's great for them. You being from Sheboygan, I love saying that word, Sheboygan. Isn't that's one of the funnest towns I can pronounce, Sheboygan. I love it. Okay, but what about over the winter? To develop this engine on your own, you know, you're up against Toyota Motorsports and so forth. What's the idea over the winter to get a little more power out of this?
Well, I don't think it's so much the power. Actually, the motor's running great. We were set back with a few issues this week, so we didn't have a whole lot of testing. So we had one set up on the car, and, you know, it was close, and I knew it wasn't to the leaders. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to run my own race and be there at the end, and that's what we did.
Congratulations on that great bronze medal, Brian. Again, one more time, from Sheboygan.
First time medalist at the runoffs, and it's great to see Jason Miller. He talked about his wife Angela, and he's got 3 baby girls at home, and it's got to be exciting for them knowing they're all here to celebrate on the podium with Jason Miller for the very first time at the runoffs.
That's a great accomplishment too for a team like that builds their own stuff to come up there and have a great finish like that. You know, if they had a touchdown there, he'd have been the winner.
It was crazy close, and with Sam Savall on the inside, and he made way, but Liverado could not find a way past. What an exciting finish it was here.
That's a
to
wreck.
see sports racers.
That's a wreck I'm glad didn't happen. I'll just say it that way.
Let's take a look at the results here of our run here to the finish line. Steve Ford, 3rd consecutive gold medal. Jean-Luc Liverado, we just heard from him about equal drivers, equal cars, just didn't have enough at the finish. Jason Miller, bronze medal, congratulations to him again. Brian French, the elder, started in the 3rd row, ended up in the 4th position. Bob Wellis, a strong run in 5th. We caught a glimpse of him. Chuck won on his very first runoffs. Hey, 6th is not bad at all, Dorsey.
No, first runoffs, that's a good one to get underneath your belt. He had a good time, I guarantee you.
And Sam Savall was right in the middle of it at the very end, and James French unfortunately spent a few times, unfortunately not enough time on pit road before the race, actually spent time during the race, and James French, the Central Division champion, will come home 8th and wonder what if for another season, and perhaps he'll be back here to defend his Central Division championship, which races here at Road America several times this season. Jacek Muka had the lead. Something went awry. He pulled off in turn 5. And David Watson, our 10th and final car in the rundown here in the 10-car CSR finish order. When it comes to racing, and here at Road America and a tradition at the runoffs, Steve Ford can actually go on a little victory lap with the checkered flag. And unfortunately for the rest of the guys, they have to watch him go by again. But Ford, for the 3rd time, has had the opportunity to take one final lap around with the checkered flag in hand here, and Ford is going to celebrate in a big way. Another Wisconsin racer. We talked about Jason from Sheboygan. Steve Ford from Fox Point, a suburb of Milwaukee, now on his warm-down lap. We see a couple of reconnaissance cars as well on course. And that will conclude our C Sports Racer portion of the SCCA National Championship Runoffs coverage here on SpeedcastTV.com, presented in HD by Volkswagen. And it was a great race. We saw a lot of competition on the racetrack, and we got to tell you that Steve Ford, in that ability to make the lead happen and the victory happen off of turn 14, indeed was the GoPro hero move of the race, trying to maintain lead through lapped cars. We talked about him describing in detail, Dorsey. That really heightens the level of competition here. Sam Savall right in the middle of it all, racing for his position as well. And Steve Ford able to escape off of 14 with the lead and the win.
This portion of the SCCA Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, and by Blackmagic Car Care Products.
The Mazda 3, a top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now it's even more fuel efficient with available SCCA technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now get the Mazda 3 with 0.9% APR for a limited term.
Need help?
Yeah. Well, my ride's been losing power and gas mileage, and I've been thinking about grabbing...
That's thinking with your motorhead. Gummout products are backed by science, real science, so they help improve performance, increase fuel efficiency, and protect key engine parts. It's not clean until it's Gummout clean. Bring it in. Think with your motorhead. Choose Gummout, available at these fine retailers.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.